Hello developers and welcome back to Elixir Pro. This is the second time that we are going to be performing Cold War katas. On the previous video we started a brand new account where we just performed katas of Q8. We did that until we reached the 7Q. So the idea is to continue to perform this exercise until we reach the Q1. Well done, let's get started after the intro. So let's get started. Let's go here. Let's go for my languages, which is Elixir. Right now, we're just going to perform katas of Q7. And what is this thing here? Okay, let's go for the most popular ones until we reach the very bottom. Okay, the first one is Vowel Count. Let's go for that for this one. I think we already did this one in another video, but since this is a brand new account, let's go for it. So return the number, count the vowels in the given string. We will consider A, I, E, I, O, U as vowels for this kata, but not Y. The input string will only consist of lowercase letters or spaces. Okay, that's pretty easy. So let's go to our code. Let's start our editor. Let's go here and we have a vowel count here. Okay, so let's create like our vowel count. If we need help, we can take a look on that one, but we're probably not gonna need it since this is introductory. Oh man, and we saw the answer. I thought that we can vowel count 2.ex, maybe that's fine. Mod, and we can then grab this thing here and paste it. Can then go there and open our test file, test mod. So then we can create our first test. Actually, we can grab the test from here. It should be vowel count 2. Get count, and if you run our test, it's failing. Okay, so we can go back to our source material. We can then create here string. We're gonna get the grapheme, so string graphemes. Okay, and then we can enum count. Maybe we can just filter enum filter. Actually, I don't recall if we can pass count with another function. Let's take a look at it. So help enum.count. So there is one arity and a two arity function. Let's go for this one here at the bottom. Okay. Parameters in the root by the function return through of the element. So if we go back here and we say that we're gonna be counting for those characters that are X in. Let's create a keyword list for that. So show you a sigil for A, E, I, O, U, and end. Okay, let's go and check and run this test here. Maybe remove the one in the bottom. And if we go to our terminal, everything's passing. We can then grab what we created here. Go back here and paste our code. Attempt. And yep, everything's correct, so we can submit. And there we go. We did our first 7Q exercise. We can see that they did pretty much the same thing that we did, and this is the best practice and most clever one, so we can think we can pass to the next one. Okay, mumbling. What is mumbling? So this time no start to tell no theory. The example below shows a function. So there's a function called accumulate, and we're going to be accumulating A, then B, A, B, C, and D. And we're going to piece A, capitalize, B, C, and D. Okay, So how we're gonna create this function here? Let's like start our test. So this will be mumbling underscore mumbling. Oh, this is the source part. So mumbling.ex mod. Can then grab the accumulator function here that we receive the string. Okay, can then create the test file. Whoops, test mod. Then we can grab the test information. So this will be here. Use. And this is the name of our file. Mumbling accumulator. Okay, that's pretty easy. Okay, maybe this time we can create like some steps before this one here. So let's say that if we this would be an iteration function. How can we do this? So let's create a function here called foo, and let's go for this test. So if we pass mumbling dot accumulator on a string containing just a, if I'm not mistaken, this should return this a here. Okay, so this should return a. Okay, let's go there and let's create our test. The first thing we just need to return like this, and this will solve our problem. Right, so if you go here and run just this test here, ta-da, everything's passing. That's pretty easy. So if we pass A and B, this thing should be A, capital B, B, right? So what I can see from this thing here is that we need to generate like all these things here, and we can then do an enum dot, I think it's append, enum.join, enum.join, we're passing like that, this character here, okay? So let me go for this thing. If I go like this, so if we pass like this and we do enum.join, passing this character here, this one up here should still be passing, right? This should not be passing because this thing is not a list. So it's passing. So let's uncomment this part here, and then we should transform this thing here. If we pass like A and B there, this should be A and so we can check one thing here. I think we can get the string. We can then split into string.graphthemes. And now that we have all this, we can do an enum.reduce. Okay? All the strings are there. So now we're gonna have like an accumulator here that will start as an empty list, and then we can go for the each of the grapheme in the accumulator and end. Okay. In the first iteration, the capitalized part. So since this is like, you can use like the size of the accumulator, so we can do like this. We can create a string with the grapheme string dot, maybe we have uppercase this thing, uppercase. So this is like the first part of our string. So this will be part 1. Then part 2 will be, we're gonna have our grapheme, and we're gonna be passing string dot duplicate on the length of our accumulator. So the first part will be 0, right? And then we're going to have the string that we want. So the string that we want will be like part 1 append with part 2. Right? And this thing here should be a list. And this thing here should be added as first argument of our accumulator. So again, we need to reverse that, right? And now we're gonna have like that both of those lists. So we can then do a num dot reverse, and then we can do an enum dot join. I think that's it. Maybe we might need to do something else, but let's try this thing here. Okay, this thing passed. So maybe if you run this one here, and it did not pass. DR. Because the input here was like uppercase, so we can do something like this. There was one part missing in our algorithm. So string dot, this is a string. Actually, we should go to our string dot downcase, and then try once again and run this thing here. Yep, all the tests are passing. So that's our algorithm. Maybe we can reduce something here. I think that it's a good thing that we split apart like this thing here, otherwise like put on that line would be bad. Yeah, that's it. So let me grab this thing part, that's part here. Let's go there, and let's paste our solution. We can then test. And then we can attempt. Yep, everything's passing. Then we're going to be submitting. And there we go. Actually, let's see. Look here. This is the best practice one. So we got the graphemes as we did. We can do start with index. So this created like the graphemes with the position, right? Let me show you what this thing is doing. So if we go here and start our IX, and we pass a string called ABC, and we go string dot graphemes, and then we pass it's enum with index, right? Enum dot with index. This yeah, the position first would be 0, the second would be 1, and the third would be like the size of the. So this is position 0, position 1, position 2. So that's what the index stands for. And then we would map each of those things there. It's a map join. Map join. Look at this thing here. And we're basically going to be the string will be, oh, and we can use capitalize. Oh, here we can like he created like that string and capitalize that thing. Oh, I like it, the solution. I'm gonna get the solution here and save it so we can take a look at it later. So at the bottom here, I'm gonna be pasting this thing here. Let's get out of the IX session and let's comment this line here. So that's it. Let's go for our next kata. So the next one is get the middle character. So we're going to be given a word. Your job is to return the middle character of a word. If the word length is odd, return the middle character. If the word length is even, return the middle second character. So like, oh, if it's just this thing, the two ones here, and then it's the T. Okay, so let's train. So this be get the middle character. We can then go back here, create a file. We can then paste this thing here, .ex. Should be character, middle, get the middle character, mod, and we can then grab the function that we have here, paste it. Let's create our test file. So test mod. We can then grab this thing here, remove this part, paste it. Oops. So let's go for it. How will we get this thing here? Do you think you have like a function called enum.slice? Let's actually string.slice. String.slice. Yeah, we do have a string.slice. So let's say we can say like we can press test, and if we grab like the we have the length of that thing. So let's say we grab like from, actually if that thing is odd, right? So let's see 4. So if you could just place 2, no 2 from 2. That's the second one, so this should be like 1 from 1. That's pretty nice. Oops. Oh, that's, so we should like grab 1 from 2, right? But if we go for testing, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? 4 and 7. So this is a 7 times 2. It's 3.5. So this should be 3, and this should be 4. And then, oops, no, this should be 3.5. We should go for the lower part. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's put this thing in the bottom so I can think about it. So I can do a string str. We can then do a string dot length, right? And then we can do a kernel dot mod. Kernel dot, yeah, mod, right? No, it's rem. Kernel dot rem 2, and then 2, and then we can do a cond, actually a case. Oops, case do end. If this thing returned 0, so let's say if we do like do semicircle 4 rem 2, oops, rem 2, this is 0. So, and this 0 should be the case of the test. It should be this one here. So if this thing returned 0, we should grab the length. So this thing is, the length should be okay, let's go. So str string dot length part 1. So this thing returned 4. So then we should go for part 2. This should be part 1 times 2 divided by 2. And then we need to do string dot slice, passing our str, and then we're gonna be passing like part 2 minus 1 until this thing should be like inside parentheses until part 2, right? Okay, and this, if this thing returned 1, or anything else besides 1, maybe that's even better. What we will be doing, we're gonna be grabbing like this thing here, and we have like a float dot what is floor? The floor. Floor do not like it because they should be returning like, we need something that returns, if we pass like 3.5, this thing should return either 4 minus 1, right? So we can grab like the length, then we can divide it by 2, then we can go for float dot floor, and then we can do And then we can go for kernel dot minus 1. Right. And then we just need to pass here part 2, right? So if you recompile, actually we can run the test here. If we run this test here, something went wrong. Error in test, challenge. Oh, challenge is not there actually, because this thing here should be get the middle character. Let's run our test. And this thing is a float, and it should be an integer. So one last thing that we need to do here is float to. There's no float to integer. Yeah. That's pretty shit. There's no float to integer. Float to char. Float to string. String to underscore integer. And then let's do like the same thing here. One and two. And part 2. Whoop, I put this thing on the wrong thing. G underscore, it should be this like here. Now maybe it's fine. And 2.0 cannot be converted to Elixir. Low to integer. Passing floor. Okay, so we need to pass floor twice or trunk. Okay, that's even better. So that's a float, and we can then do float floor. Float 2.0 float 4. Still 2. Save. Zero. That's still. So kernel.trunk. Let's go kernel.trunk. 0. Oops, that worked. And the other one is round. So kernel.trunk. I think so, but 2.3. It's 2.2. Kernel.trunk is even better, because this thing returned what we wanted. So it will be kernel.trunk. Got the part that we wanted, and then we can go for, should be the third. Right, we can delete this part, and we can then go back to our test. Whoops. It's fine. Let's run this test here, and yeah, both tests passed. So can we like find a better way that we can do this? String that length. We could then like split this into two functions. That's not gonna change like much. Okay, let's go for the solution. We can then take a look at the solution of someone in the community. So let's close this part here. Let's paste it. Let's run the test for it. And let's attempt. And let's submit. Let's see how so unclear. So we got the length, got the remaining, and then we can use add and slice. So pretty much what we did, but the one here was a little bit smarter. So like we can actually create like that range that we created with part2.2.part2. We can do the string.add, and then the slice. It's a string divided by 2. Div minus this div gives us the. Let's go for this thing here. So if you go like for kernel, dot div 2, and if we pass like 5, this div already gives us that instead of giving like 2.5, this we have like the integer part of our number. And then he put -1 and 2, which is basically what we did there. Okay, let's go for this. Since this is the best practice solution, let's grab this one here. So now I think what I learned from this one is that kernel.div that I didn't know about it before. So let's go and grab this thing here and comment. See, actually all of those parts here we could. So let me do like this. All of these ones should go like this. Then GCC. Okay. So we did like another exercise. Let's go for the next one. And this should be get the middle character we already did. So highest and lowest. What is the highest and lowest? So 5 and 1. That looks easy. I think we have a enum.max and minimum. I think we have a enum function for max and minimum, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go here. Let me check here. It is whoops. Clear enum dot min max. That you see this one here. Min underscore max. Help for that. So if you pass like in an array, this is gonna be a min and max. We just need to like return that thing in string. No, this one should be like pretty easy. So let's go back here. Let's create the name of our kata, which should be highest and lowest. So let's paste this part here. .ex lowest and highest mod. Let's grab this function here. Paste. Let's create our test file. Test mod. Let's grab this thing here. Paste. This is not kata. This should be highest and lowest. High and lows. Got it. Okay. So there should be a string, and the string has like this thing here. So we could do. Let's go like here at the bottom. So let's say we receive like 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. We can then do string dot split on the space, right? Then we can do enum.map. We can use a string to integer, passing each of those strings. Then we can do enum.min and max. Yeah, min max. And the only thing that we need like is just to pair match on that thing and return the the answer as the one we wanted, as the one that is formatted for for the answer. So this should be like this, and like this. And this thing should receive for us the min and the max, right? And our test is expecting the, oh, check it out here, that's the problem. The minimum, like it should be 5 and 1. Okay, 5 and 1. So if we go back here, we should return a string containing the max and the min. But I did not like this test is a little bit blurry, so let's go for the one that we have there in the example. So if we go here for getting like this thing here, should be high dot high and low, and if we pass this string here, should be equal to 5 and 1, right? We test this one here and it's passing, so it's fine, but this thing should be failed because we don't have 42. Oh no, maybe that's fine. Yeah, everything was passing like fine. So that's the solution. Okay, this one was pretty easy. Let's go and paste our solution here. This one here, and let's attempt. And then we can submit. There we go. If we take a look at it, that's pretty shitty, I guess. Our solution is a little bit cleaner. This is our solution. I think it's better. What? It's ours. Oh, and ours and the same one from my C. Well, that's pretty nice. I think that ours is like best practice. Let's put our here, so we will be like on a better position at the guy above. I think ours was the best one, so I'm gonna stick with this one. Okay, so let's go back to our katas because I closed the window. Languages, and let's like one last. I'm going to continue this video in the Brazilian channel, so we can you can if you wanna focus on just on the code, we can go from there. The next one is this one here. Some vowels trolls. Trolls are attacking your comment section. A common way to deal with this situation is to remove all the vowels from the trolls' comments, neutralizing the threat. Your task is to write a function that takes a string and return a new string with vowels removed. For example, this website is for losers. Slow should be this blah, 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 blah. Oh, that's pretty easy, I guess. We can just like reject. Maybe this one is this kata. Y isn't considered a vowel. Okay, this would be like the last one. So we just need to grab this thing here. Let's create another file. .ex. So this would be keys and vowel trolls like this. Let's go mod. Let's grab this thing here and paste it. Then let's go and create our test file for this thing. Test mod. And we can then grab this part here. And we can paste it. Okay, I think that this one is pretty easy as well. Maybe I can grab this thing here, and I can paste it there. Yep. So I was thinking about doing like a string.graphemes, right? And this thing, yeah. So this thing is return like the string as our themes. We can then do enum dot reject. If I'm not mistaken, it's like this. fnx types of x in. We can create sigil words for a, I, o. Should be fine. And then we can put the string dot, actually it should be enum dot into string like this. And we should be like uppercase and downcase. So let's put like this. Yep, I think that's our exercise. Let's grab solution. This part here, we can go back. We can then paste it as I think that's it. We can then run our tests. And this soil kata is not there because this thing should be this one. This should be GSM Vowel Strolls. And if we try once again, yep, all our tests are passing. So we can grab our solution, go here and paste it. Let's put it like there, a little bit formatting, and like this. You can then attempt. And we can then finally submit. Okay. What the fuck is this? Okay, I do not like this one. Oh my god, what the hell these guys are doing? Our solutions, I think it's way cleaner, you know? This is pretty much the same. Oh, we were just splitting on the ones that we did. Oh my god, look at how many clauses this guy created. Okay, I think our solution is pretty good. I'm gonna actually put this thing as best practice because, yeah, we are doing this thing like very nicely. So I'm going to continue this series on the Ryuku, on the road to Ryuku 6 in the Portuguese channel. I'm gonna put the description down below if you just wanna check the code. But if not, we can talk once we go for the road to Ryuku 5. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, bye.